embroidered on your dogs.
What about my black boots that got to like here?
So is it like psoriasis?
Yeah, it's psoriasis.
Is it itchy or is it alright?
That's alright, yeah. Ages.
I buy Timberlands because they were in fashion when I was at college, actually, in my first year. And well, I thought they looked nice, so I got a pair, which was like the classic yellow pair. And my mum thought it was funny because she remembered trying to get me a pair of boots that looked very similar to Timberlands when I was a child, and I hated them. I refused to wear them, and I only wore them about twice. And then, of course, so they came in fashion, and I was like, hey, Mum, can I get a pair of Timberlands? And she wasn't angry because she still thought they're a good pair of shoes to have. And so she agreed, and we went to go and get them in November, and the guy was like, well, they're pretty good, because if you look after them, they can last about 10 years. So even though Timberlands are pretty expensive, I think it's a good investment because, I mean, they're going to last you a long time, and I know that I'm going to wear them a lot.
Would you get the ones that don't cover your ankle, like the little sneakery boot ones?
I don't think I would. I think I prefer the higher collared ones, because I think they make me feel more secure, and like I'm wearing a boot.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I didn't want them to cover my ankle, then I'd wear a pair of trainers.
That feels like I'm being like aggressive about it, but like,
why
yeah, why would
questioning
you
my
do
fashion choices? Basically, I don't know. They're actually like they feel like it's really weird. They feel like a second skin. Like that sounds really creepy, but they're I don't know. They're comfy and
Yeah.
they keep me warm.
Uh-huh.
Basically.
So your knees not so exposed.
Oh yeah, my knees aren't exposed. Also, I don't need to shave my legs because patriarchy. No, oh my god, yeah, no, I've never gone near my ankle because I've heard horror stories. So it's that way where it's like, I don't think that's very, yeah. It's just basically, it's avoiding having to shave my legs, and also it's trendy, so yes.
Rugby related, and I remember correctly, Patrick stepped on my ankle, and when he steps on things you know about it, and it took a huge chunk out my ankle. I can't remember which one, but it was pretty manky looking. He also like got a calf as well and all sorts. No, I don't know, I brown, anything that's brown is generally good. I don't know, yeah, I'd assume dad's shoes. I don't wear this all like Converse malarkey and hip trainers or whatever. I'm not into that malarkey.
Do you not think that dad's shoes are in their own way a hip statement though?
Arguably, yes. Our shoe limit is loafers. If you wear loafers, you are a heathen. Like,
Yeah.
you're not even a dad then, you are just a walker. That is beyond... loafers are disgusting.
I don't remember.
Oh my god, yeah, you should
Okay,
get
yeah,
those.
just go for it. So where did you get the shoes and when are they from?
I don't actually remember, but as a youngster, I bought almost all my clothes were second hand, and they were bought at markets and second hand stores. They maybe have come from the Barras, you know, the famous Glaswegian market. And I can't remember how much I've paid for them, but they're very uncomfortable and they've hardly been worn, but they're beautiful and I love wearing them, and I would say the era is probably 1940s.
You use the pedal when you want the sound to ring out, and then you lift it when you want the sound to stop, and it's a kind of continuous motion of phrases where you put the pedal down and then you bring it back up when you want that sound to finish, and then you produce the next sound by playing. Yeah, I think I'm still learning how to do it, to be honest. Yeah, I think pedal technique is something that some people people at a high level obviously have thought about. For me, it's just more of a natural thing. It's just, it becomes very muddy if you just hold it down all the time, or sometimes I had a problem with my left foot, like my toe. and all my friends made fun of me because it was really painful and I couldn't walk, and I used to complain about my toe all the time. And then I had to get my nail removed on my big toe, and now everything's fine. But it was quite a dramatic.
I was told when I was younger that they were quite skinny, because I remember when I was about 16, I went to go and buy some boots, like some knee-length boots, and I couldn't find any that fit my ankles. They would get quite baggy. And so I remember thinking, oh, my ankles are quite small, and I had to buy like children's boots, which was fine because it was cheaper, so it didn't really make me feel insecure, but I was just like very aware of the fact that they were like quite small. I think they're a bit bigger now though. Really into trousers at the minute, so ankles I suppose are a big feature in my anatomy vis-a-vis getting dressed. I do like to have trousers that end just above the ankle or just on the ankle. I think if it goes past the ankle it gets a bit long for me, and then I feel a bit weird about it. I get like a complex.
Yeah. Like I have so many socks with holes in them. But last time I bought them, I bought like loads of just simple white ankle ones. Because summery, sporty, yeah. And I feel like you don't get that many plain. I don't know. Socks annoy me now when they just go to that weird
They're
length.
too high.
Yeah,
then
you have
that.
like so many guys, have shoes on their socks, and then they like cross their legs, and they just have this huge sock with the, Well, this is the thing. I have a whole box. That sounds like a lot, but it's like, I don't know, 7-8 pair under my bed that I brought with me. I haven't worn them once. I have a lot of old shoes that I just don't wear. I normally have about 3-4 pair that I wear all the time this summer, because I'm gonna have a much smaller room next year at uni. I'm gonna just have to have a clear out. And like, if you've had them for a year and haven't worn them once, that clearly shows that you're not really gonna wear them.
The Barbie doll also is made out of plastic, there's not something we should compare ourselves to. Also, when it comes to a Barbie doll, I'm sure that's not the main thing that girls are most worried about, but if it is, just remember that every ankle is different and beautiful in its own way. Yes. And then it's black. Well, no, if you can get it wrong with shaving if you like accidentally turn diagonally too fast, or I don't really get how it happens, but sometimes it just starts bleeding. But yeah, just gotta be careful. But then it's usually quite bad if you're like surrounded by water, because the water tends to make bleeding worse. But it's okay. Now you just put a wee plaster on.
Oh, so I've got tendonitis in my Achilles, which is pretty much gone, but it sticks around for like a year, and you basically get it from like overdoing it with your ankles, and so I did it trekking up and down lots of mountains, and which was really good fun, but hurt my Achilles, so I had to stop with it halfway. I guess I'm outdoorsy. I do some running, do lots of running. Well, I do some running. I don't know, climbing actually, that's quite a lot of stuff on there. Not really, I just have to do lots of like raises, leg raises and stretching, and actually I had to stop sport for a little while, and especially because I'd just been walking for like, I don't know, a week solidly, and then I just had to not do anything for a month. But it's okay, you can still do stuff on it, just like to begin with felt really, really, really tight, and then gets better.
Oh, good.
Yeah, just cool.
So it was not that funny, but I went into the shop and literally was there for about an hour, and I was like, this was like when I was getting into my pastel colours, so I was like pastel pink or pastel blue, and I asked the woman and she was like, oh, I don't know, and like for ages couldn't decide, bought the pastel blue ones, left the shop, I was phoning them while I was in the shop, and they weren't picking up, and I was like, I really need someone to help me with this decision. I don't know which one to go for, pastel pink or pastel blue. And then they weren't picking up, and as soon as I got out the shop, I got a reply saying, get the pink ones. And I was like, oh my god. So anyway, I just bought them, but anyway, so I went back in the shop, I returned them. The woman was pissing herself at me because she was like, you've literally been in this shop for like an hour and you've not made up your mind. You've bought a pair and now you've come back to return them. Anyway, so I returned them, got the pink pair, and ever since I have been so thankful because I love the pink